Good morning, my name is Matthew Hugo from Weather Commerce, and this is this morning's weather brief on Monday the 10th of October. Today's weather brief will cover a summary on West European 5-day average temperatures, the UK, Europe, Scandinavian precipitation, and finally global weather alerts. We will start by taking a summarised look at the mean surface temperatures across Europe. And between days 11 and 15, the majority of the available forecast models have temperatures either near or trending slightly above climate averages by around 1 to 3 degrees across the majority of Europe, in what is forecast to be a relatively mild period of weather. Between days 6 and 10, with the exception of a definite outlier from the GFS deterministic model, the other various forecast models are in agreement for temperatures to be very near to climate averages, though again perhaps just trending slightly above by 1 or 2 degrees across western areas of Europe, including France and Spain, for example. And finally, over the next 2 to 5 days, many western areas of Europe in particular are forecast to have temperatures at least 4 or perhaps even 5 degrees above climate averages in association with some particularly warm weather, yet many central and eastern areas of Europe are likely to have temperatures nearer to climate averages. And now taking a look at the United Kingdom in some closer detail. And between days 11 and 15, despite some model uncertainty given model divergence with regards to the expected temperature trends as we move towards the weekend of the 22nd and 23rd of October, overall confidence levels are medium to or perhaps even medium to high to suggest that temperatures are likely to be at least 1 or 2 degrees above a climate mean of around 11 degrees Celsius. The solid red line, which is my specific temperature forecast, also signals temperatures to be around 1 or 2 degrees above climate norms. Between days 6 and 10, confidence levels are medium to high given good model agreement and consistency for previous days, for temperatures to initially start around 3 or 4 degrees above a climate mean of 11 degrees Celsius towards the 14th and 15th of October. However, as the 6 to 10 day period progresses, temperatures are likely to cool, but are still forecast to remain above climate averages by around 1 or 2 degrees towards the 17th and 18th of October. Finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days or so, confidence levels are high given good model agreement and consistency for temperatures across the United Kingdom to be generally above climate averages by at least 3 or 4 degrees. My specific temperature forecast, as represented by the solid red line, has temperatures trending around 3 or 4 degrees above a climate mean of 12 or 11 degrees Celsius, in what is forecast to be generally overall a particularly mild week across the majority of the UK. And now moving on to take a look at the expected temperatures across Europe within some closer detail. And between days 11 and 15, the majority of the available forecast models have temperatures generally trending above climate averages by at least 2 or perhaps 3 degrees Celsius, particularly across some central and eastern areas of Europe, including Benelux, Germany and Austria, for example. Using the latest Benelux model comparison graph as an example, as you can see within the highlighted red circle, which generally covers the 11 to 15 day period, the majority, if not all, of the available forecast models, and more particularly my particular specific temperature forecast, as represented by the solid red line, maintains temperatures between days 11 and 15 to be at least 1 or 2 degrees above a climate mean of around 10 or 11 degrees Celsius. Between days 6 and 10, the majority of the available forecast models, with the exception of an outlier from the recent GFS deterministic model, maintain temperatures to be generally near or trending slightly above climate averages, but only by around 1 or 2 degrees. The latest France model comparison graph helps to illustrate this situation, and as you can see within the highlighted red circle, which generally covers the 6 to 10 day period, all of the available forecast models have temperatures near or just trending slightly above climate averages by 1 or 2 degrees. As ever, the solid red line, which is my specific temperature forecast, also has temperatures generally trending 1 or 2 degrees above a climate mean of around 13 or 14 degrees. And finally, within the short term, over the next 2 to 5 days, there is currently forecast to be a distinct east and west split in temperatures across most of Europe. Many western areas of Europe, including the United Kingdom, France and Spain, for example, are likely to have temperatures above or perhaps even well above climate averages by around 5 or perhaps even 6 degrees. Yet in contrast, many eastern areas of Europe, including Germany and Austria, for example, are likely to have temperatures much nearer to climate norms. And finally, using the latest Spain model comparison graph to help illustrate this situation, as you can see over the next 2 to 5 days, there is excellent model agreement given little or no model divergence for temperatures to be at least 4 or 5 degrees above a climate mean of around 17 or 18 degrees. This helps to illustrate that many western areas of Europe, in particular over the next 2 to 5 days, are forecast to be particularly mild, if not warm, for the time of year. And now moving on to take a look at the expected precipitation totals across Scandinavia. And over the next 7 to 10 days or so, precipitation totals across many western areas of Norway in particular are forecast to be well above average, with precipitation totals here ranging between 80 and 100 millimetres. Yet in contrast, the remainder of Scandinavia is forecast to have precipitation totals trending below climate norms. Within the longer term, as we move towards and beyond the 17th and 18th of October, a more uniform precipitation total is forecast to develop across the majority of Scandinavia, with precipitation totals generally near to climate averages, with most areas experiencing at least 50 to 65 millimetres of rainfall. We're now taking a look at global weather alerts which highlight significant deviations from normal. And many central and western areas of the United States are forecast to have precipitation totals well below climate averages over the next 7 to 14 days in particular. These below average precipitation totals may also extend further west as we move beyond the middle of October, with a large portion of the United States generally having little or no significant precipitation within the next 7 to 14 days. There is also a signal for many central and particularly northern regions of China, especially over the next 7 to 10 days, to have temperatures generally above or perhaps even well above climate averages, with mean surface temperatures generally ranging between 4 to 8 degrees above climate norms, in what is forecast to be a particularly warm spell of weather for the time of year. And finally, taking a look at an interesting signal within the latest forecast models, with regards to temperatures generally being above or well above climate averages across a majority of Canada, with particularly central and eastern areas of the country where temperatures may be at least 6 to 8 degrees above climate means. Here, temperatures may range between 10 to 15 degrees Celsius, which is comfortably well above climate norms for the early part of October. Thank you for listening to today's weather brief. Goodbye.